They're not ready, I tell you. It's not the time. You said only after... Everyone, someone would like to speak with you all.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Pick 311 podcast. This is the Pick 311 podcast hosted by Pick 311. Pick 311 is the host. I'm not the host, I'm more just the conduit. And well, we have some special guests, so we'll get right to it. First order of business, host Pick 311 has some words he wants to share, or some sounds. Okay. I think we were rolling on that, and that's very good news, but also sad news. And it's pretty much what everyone expected, but not at all what people expected, and I'm sure it answers a lot of questions for right now. Oh, excuse me, we got the chair. The chair is popping up again. I'm gonna flip it. Okay. Chair's out of the way now, so now we can continue with the podcast. And our first guest on the podcast has been making art for the denizens of the Under. Please welcome the artist. Here, could you please have a seat? Welcome, artist. I noticed you're wearing a flower mask. That's very nice. Pick 311 had some questions about the art that you made. Oh boy, well that's high praise. Pick 311 is a big fan, and he's seen a lot because he's a sole survivor of Bikini Atoll, and but he is very pleased, and he has some questions about your art. Very valid questions. Very complimentary questions. Yes. Yeah. Please tell the pig your thoughts on that. Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah. Well, I don't think any of us ever thought of it that way. It's a really good point. Yeah. Well, that's very good. Okay, I think we got the captain's not here. I don't know who's recording this right now, but I think somebody's recording it. And are you recording it? Okay. All right. Great. Thanks. So we'll put that in the show notes, and you've got okay. And anything else you'd like to speak on new art and everything? Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's very true. Very true. Oh, that's a good question. Yeah. What do you think about that? Absolutely. That's a very good point. Okay. Well, this show is full of surprises and full of answers, as we've just witnessed and heard right now. We'll put the rest of it in the show notes. And thank you again for being a guest on Pick 311 podcast. Thank you. Our next guest has just gotten back from a visit from what used to be the top attraction here at the Under and is now the second top attraction at the Under, Time Boat. The chair is okay, I'm just going to move the chair over here real quick. Okay, the chair's over there. Okay, good. Okay, so we're gonna continue now. I notice a Krob is moving a chair over there. If somebody wants. Okay. So for the viewers or listeners at home, there's a Krob moving a chair in the house. And for the listeners at home, there's a blue chair that keeps appearing. And now one of the guests has taken the Krob and thrown it in the air and it's flying through the air right now. The guest looks like a cat with a swirly face. Okay, great. Okay, so now let's welcome a couple of guests that have just been to see Time Boat. So let's hear it for the guests that came to see Time Boat. Okay, everyone. So welcome. Please, you can share the chair. And so today we have some guests that went to see Time Boat. So now Pig 311 has a question about Time Boat. Oh yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. Again, I'm not the host. Pig 311's the host. This is his show. I'm more just a conduit. And so yeah, please be honest and share your thoughts on what Pig 311 has just asked you. Yeah. Oh, valid, yeah. And so, yeah. And twice now, yeah. And even sometimes on Sundays, yeah. Oh, very good. Oh, that's a good point, yeah. Oh, that's completely, yeah. Oh, sure. And then, yeah, Adela, yeah. Okay. Great. I didn't know that was a secret Easter egg you could do right there. That's very great. Okay, we'll put that in the show notes for whoever's recording. Is that you, Captain? No. Okay. So we'll put that in the show notes somehow. Okay. So, well, that's a very good, valid point. And Pig 311 is certainly pleased as the sole survivor of Bikini Atoll. And, Pig 311 wants to ask you a question. Yeah, I do agree that both your hats are, you like to party. That's great. New Year's is very good. Yeah, like parties on New Year's. That's great. For the listeners at home, Pig 311 likes to wear a party hat, and one of our guests has a party hat. So there's two of us with a party hat. And then for the listeners at home, the other one is wearing a cloak. Looks very spooky and mysterious for this Halloween season. And, that's very good. So, yeah, Pig 311 would also like to ask a question about, well, time and space. So, oh, don't get too worked up now. Any thoughts? Sure. Well, yeah, it makes sense in that context, too. Sure. There's a lot of thinking about it and a lot of tide going in and tide going out. Understood. Okay. Sounds like a lot of science. So for the listeners at home, we're going to put all of that in the show notes, and so you can just look it up later, and you can fact check the science yourself. Our guests here clearly know a lot, and so we're very lucky to have them. Thank you very much for being here today. Thank you. And Pig 311, thanks. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, well, we're doing good on time, I think. Time? There's no captain there, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, hi. So, we'd like to welcome the drummer. We have a new drummer today who plays with olives. For the listeners at home, our drummer is playing with these really large swords with olives through them, which is very on point, if I do say so, pun intended, because it is like a martini, and that is what the MC likes to drink. Although the MC does not drink at all because the MC is not real. Okay. And so now, next, okay, we have a cupcake. A cupcake has just been put on a thing. Now we're gonna bring somebody who knows more about the cupcake than any of us. Let's welcome to the Pig 311 podcast, Cheese Mask. Cheese Mask. Oh, I'm so sorry. We're welcoming Buster to the podcast. Okay, so we're welcome to the Pig 311 podcast. Podcast hosted by Pig 311. I'm not the host. I'm more just a conduit. So Pig 311's the host, and Pig 311 would like to address Buster right now. Very, very powerful statement. Buster, your response, please. Uh-huh. Yes. Wow. Very heartfelt. Yes. Huh? Oh, yeah. Oh. Well, that's a very special... I did not know you shared a bond like that. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Certainly. And that's all we have to do, huh? So if you do that, then everything works out in the end? Something about Wednesday. Okay. Oh, okay. Wow, well that's both very sad news and at the same time reassuring. And I'm glad we're all here to hear it from Buster's mouth. And that we all know the truth now of what will happen. And that's very exciting. And for the listeners at home, Buster just confirmed. Well, you all heard it, so it bears no repeating. And what a special podcast we are in for today. So, thank you very much, Buster, for those reassuring and sad words, but very reassuring, but also sad. But we get both at the Pig 311 podcast. That's very true. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. Oh, there was a question about the cupcake? What's about the sweeper? Oh, the guy who plays piano while you're... Okay. Yes. I think, okay. So, well, we heard it here first. That's very interesting, and we'll be on the lookout for that later. I think I might not... Okay, you'll be on stage with the sweeper. That's great. Okay. Thank you very much. That clarified a lot. Thank you. Oh, there's a cupcake on the... For the listeners at home, I'm reaching for a cupcake that's on the chair, and there's the blue chair has formed again underneath me, but now somebody in the audience has taken it. Pig 311 does not want to eat the cupcake because it is representative of a sweeper that will be coming, but a different sweeper, one of the Union of Sweepers, who apparently has the key to everything that will happen or not happen in the very near future. Well, I'm glad that clarifies everything. Last but not least, we have the artist, painter, another painter with us, with their cat. Please welcome them to the stage, please. Okay, welcome to the Pick 311 podcast, hosted by Pick 311. I'm not the host. I'm more just like a kind of the conduit. Yeah, conduit. Okay. For the listeners at home, the cat has just dropped off a can of wet food, which is most likely symbolic of the Aaron Markey song that is performed on the stage. So, thank you for the kind gift. The pig does not eat wet food, but the Pig 311 thanks you. I don't need to translate for you, I understand. I'm sorry. Okay. Artist, Pig 311 would like to know how the painting is coming along. I know you can ask for yourself, okay? Yeah. Oh, wow. That's a lot of shades. Really? That kind of brush? Oh, wow. Well, how about that? Okay. And then, a collaboration, you say, with the other artist. And because there'll be, because there's a tart on her head. For the listeners at home, there's a tart. It's a food tart with a blueberry on it. That is on top of one of the previous artist's head, who also has a flower mask. And this one has a light bulb mask, if I do understand. Okay, well, we seem to be having a disagreement as to what the masks are, so we'll put it in the show notes later. Yeah, okay, we'll put it in the show notes. And the artist we're talking to right now has a beret. Is that right? Okay. Great. Go on. I see. Very complex. Okay. I see. Okay. Yes. 20 times. Yeah. It's true, you have to diversify and invest. It's the 80-60-20 principle. I see. There's a lot of science today. A lot of science, which is very, very welcome here at the Pick 311 podcast. As our listeners know, Pick 311 is the sole survivor of Bikini Atoll and was granted many, many mystical powers. And we may all be in Pick 311's dream right now. I think it's fair to say. Because after all, none of this is real. Right. That's a very good point. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Are you satisfied with that answer? Okay. Your response? Oh, that is disappointing, yeah. At the same time, very understandable. Well, we're looking forward to it. I think that's great and terrific. Just like we're looking forward to Wednesday. I see. Something about that day. Oh yeah, we addressed that earlier. It's on the show notes if you want to look at the show notes. Every answer that you may have is there. So thank you, Pick 311, for your infinite wisdom, and thank you, artist, for visiting us again. That's our guest. I will now help myself to a drink that was left on the table. For the listeners at home, this is a milkshake. The milkshake is very thick, and I'm having trouble pulling it through the straw. So this will just be a moment. Now I'm going to feed some to the pig. The pig does not want any milkshake right now. How are we on time? How are we doing on time? I see. Okay. Well, I think that's all the time we have for today. I'd like to thank all our guests. I'd like to thank the artists for all those great art, the other artists for all the other great art, or just for being European looking. And the cheese mask was more like the conduit of Buster, which is, I understand. It's a very proud role, but a good one. And I'd like to thank our guests who visited Timebo, of course, and the cat, the French artist Cat, of course, who gave us the wet food. And last but not least, I would like to thank the gesture with a gesture of kindness. That's a pun. It's intended because it's humorous. And okay, take us out. Thank you very much. And thank you, everyone. A lot of answers today, a lot to reflect upon. And I'm glad we got to the bottom of this, so now we know what will happen. And we'll be on the lookout soon for the sweeper and for the cupcake sweeper lady woman. Okay, great. All right, that's it. That's our show. Thank you very much. Okay, where do we go? Did we cut? Oh, the chair popped up again. Need to. Oh, thank you. Okay. Okay, that's it. We're out. That's the show. So thanks so much for sticking around and for coming on stage. And that was a good show. I think we recorded a good show. Okay, so thank you. I have to take the pig backstage. The pig wants to take a quick transcendental meditation nap to get ready for the sweeper's piano performance, which will be in 15 minutes. So in the meantime, thank you for the big milkshake, appreciate it. And thank you for the rose. You may leave it on the table because in case there's thorns, we'll take a look at it later. Okay, well thank you everyone for coming. You were all wonderful guests, and I'm glad you answered all those questions, Buster. That's very useful. So now we all know everything that will happen, and it is both very sad, but at the same time beautiful. Okay. Well, okay. I'm going backstage, everyone. So long. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for your drumming. That was very useful. Appreciate it.